Okay, GSOC. Google Summer of Code has been my go-to spot for the past 2 years, and I've learned a lot out of it. And this video is not meant to teach you how to get into GSOC or what are all the steps involved to get into GSOC or how to prepare a proposal. There are a lot of other Medium blogs and videos that does the same. So I'm just going to link a few of them that I found beneficial. And this video is mainly meant for a few nifty things that you'll have to do in order to increase the possibility of you getting into GSOC. Okay, step one, portray yourself well. I've seen a lot of people who try to get into GSOC come to get to their organization's forum and they just say that my name is this, I'm from this college, I want to work on this project, can someone guide me how to get through it? So this is one of the way of asking help from the organization. But if you can represent yourself in a way that is much more attractive to your organization, say for an example, my name is this, I'm from this college, I'm working on this project, I've already set it up the repo, I'm trying to do X for which I'll have to know what Y does, can anyone say me what Y does? So that is the best way of asking help, because it gives you a context to the organization that you know something in the organization, you've already set up the repo and you're trying to figure something out. So that gives you a much more added advantage on just a guy who's coming to the organization and asking for help. So this gives you a much more context in the side of the organization and gives you a better impression to the people who reads it. Number two, talk to an assigned mentor. Most of the organization's project has a potential mentor which is assigned to it. So try talking to them, try finding them online. There is a lot of resources to find people online, LinkedIn or Twitter, whatever feels familiar to you, just go find them online, talk to them, email them, message them. They would probably, so if they don't reply you, immediately, don't panic. It's not that they don't want to talk to you, they're like a little busy. So in certain cases it may take days or even weeks, so just wait patiently. They would at a point they always try to help others, so at a point they'll come back to you. So once you get to talk to your mentors, create an impression that you're very good in what you do, and you have the potential of completing the project, and you're a potential candidate. That gives you an advantage over other candidates, because that is the mentor who's going to mentor for that project, and if he has a good impression on you, there is a much higher chance of you getting it. Okay, number three, this is one of the most important point. Ask for slots. So I've seen many people who has the potential of getting into GSOC and still not getting into GSOC because they picked the organization wrongly. So there are a lot of factors that decide slots for the organization. Say for an example, consider CNCF, a Cloud Native Computing Foundation. So they have so in GSOC 2018 they had 5 slots. In the GSOC 2019 they had more than 10 slots. So slots definitely do deserve an importance. So if you were to participate in an organization and if the number of organization slots are less, there is a less chance of you getting it eventually. So try asking. Everyone would be okay telling out the slots. Every organization mentors would be okay telling out the slots. So ask for slots. So if the organization has much more higher slots, there is a higher chance of you getting it. Okay, number 4, pick an advanced project. So GSOC is mainly meant to step up your game. I've seen people, most of the people who come to GSOC always try to get into intermediate projects. They don't even look into advanced project. They don't want to get into advanced project in the first place. So when I was in sophomore, I always had this. I was a bit skeptical about getting into advanced project. I was really afraid of advanced stuff. I don't want to do it. But as time progresses along, I was very much passionate to do advanced stuff because that gave me a lot of learning. See, so once you want to get into GSOC, try to pick up advanced stuff. There are a lot of reasons why you should pick advanced stuff, and one of the reasons is because you'll have a lot of learning. Another one is you'll have self-accomplishment out of and after 3 years, once you complete the GSOC, you will feel something accomplished out of it. And it's one of the most peculiarly found pattern. So if you go to a shopping complex example, and if there are 2 counters in which you can check out in 5 minutes and the other counter says you can check out in 10 minutes, people always opt for going to 5 minutes counter. The 10 minutes counter would be vacant. It's similar here. So if you see an intermediate project, there are a lot of people who's going for it. Go for advanced project. There is less competition here, and there is a higher chance of you getting in, because advanced projects will mostly be on priority. Okay, as long as you have the determination to complete the project, advanced stuff is not advanced. Trust me, I've been through it. Advanced is not advanced. Number 5, be early in submitting your proposal. So most of the time I see people submitting their proposal at the last minute of proposal submission period. be as early as possible and get it reviewed by your mentors. So proposal is one of the important factors when it comes to GSOC. If your proposal is bad, no matter how good you are, you're rejected. If your proposal is good, no matter how worse you are, you're selected. So that is how it works. It's false positive. So it's just like an interview. You can't judge a person by just 1 hour of 5 hours of coding compared to what he has done in the past. So it's just false positive. That's how most of the things in this world works. So create an impressive proposal and try to submit it as early as possible and get it reviewed. And as mentors review it, your proposal gets better. It doesn't get worse. It gets much more impressive and better. So try to submit your proposals as early as possible and get it reviewed, and keep working on it at least for 1 week. So it's an iterative process. Just work on it, make it better as the days progress along. And number 6, this is one of the most important things. Make your proposal impressive, not long. I've seen people who write like 15 to 20 pages of pages for proposal, even more than like 50 pages of proposal. Don't do it. It's not good. So I've been a GSOC student for the past 2 years, and for both years, my proposal has not been more than 6 pages, maximum 5 to 6 pages. I will not go beyond that, because organization would read, but most people mindset is that 50 pages, why should I read? 20 pages, why should I read? So they will leave out a lot of stuff. See, make your proposal concise. At the same time, you should know how to sell your project. There are going to be a lot of projects in our organization. Say for instance, CNCF or Crossing Foundation has more than 20 project ideas, out of which 10 are going to get selected. Not everything is going to get selected. So if you pick a project, know how to sell it. So if they should be motivated to select you, because not because of you, it's because you have portrayed in that project in the way that it's very important. So learn how to sell your project. That is very important, and make an impressive proposal. So for your reference, maybe I'll link both my proposals down below if you want to check it out. You're welcome. So this is one of the most commonly asked questions to any GSOCer, any person who has completed GSOC. Is it mandatory to raise PRs, and is it mandatory for the PRs being merged, or issues? Do you have to write multiple issues in order to get selected in GSOC? My answer is it depends on organization. So I can't say yes, I can't say no. I would say that it depends on organization. There are a lot of organizations which doesn't give importance to PRs, like Crossing Foundation. So they just look into skills. They do give importance for pull requests, but if you are skilled enough, and if you have proved them that I can complete this project on time, PRs are not important. Whereas in other organizations, I don't want to mention any of its names, PRs important. They give a priority to number of PRs being merged to the person. So I would say that it purely depends on organization that you pick. That's basically, I can't give you one solid staple answer. It's skeptical. It depends on organization. I guess that's it. So if you have any questions related to GSOC, or if you want any guidance related to GSOC, you can hit me up anytime in Twitter or LinkedIn. I'll leave the links below. And good luck. Do well. All the best.